Hi, this is Dreama, and today we are doing a client reading. And today's reading is a 21 card spread. It is a past, present, and future reading. Now, I've already shuffled the cards, cut them, and laid them out. And that's mainly for time purposes because my camera only records for about 10 minutes and then it quits. So I want to make sure I have enough time to explain all the cards in detail to the client. Now, this video will be in two parts. What I'll do is I will go as far as I can on the first part of the video, and then we'll pick it up in the second part. Now, I'm going to start off. The spread works this way. The top row is the past, the center is the present, and the last row is the future. Now, this is a general reading, okay? So I'm not really looking for anything. We're just going to see what we get. I'm going to start up here on the top row, and we're going to do a couple at a time, actually. Okay, and first of all, we have the Page of Swords, and then we have the Ten of Rods. Now, this is interesting as it pertains to the past. I'm going to start off with the Ten of Wands, and we'll talk about that first. What I'm getting from this card is that there seems to be, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a man, he's holding all these rods, okay? He appears to be looking off in the distance. To me, what I'm getting from this card is that this person, something's happened in your past where you had a lot of burdens to carry, okay? There were a lot of things that went on in your life, and many of them kind of made you feel overwhelmed and oppressed, okay? But as you can probably see, this person is kind of looking out over the horizon. So what I'm getting from that is in the past you had a lot of heavy burdens to bear. However, it looks like there may have been times when you thought that hope was lost, but there were also times when it wasn't, and when you were optimistic, okay? Next, we're going to move to the Page of Swords. Now, this is an interesting card as it pertains to the past, because that's what we're talking about right now. And what I'm getting from this is that this is kind of a powerful card, and he's holding up this sword and kind of looking out, almost as if in the past that, you know, you had to be that person that was kind of overseeing things. That you had to kind of look out for yourself and possibly others. Okay, and that made you a very strong person in the past. Okay, now let's move on to the next two. We have the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Cups is interesting. I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but there is a man, he's surrounded by a lot of cups. Okay, and what this tells me is that you're a person that had, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's kind of like dragons and all kind of things in these cups. You're a person that has a very good imagination. Okay, someone that, you know, is a very sentimental person that wants to hold these things close. However, I think deep down you have a fear that nothing is permanent, that nothing stays, and that you may become overwhelmed and burdened again. And you may have to fight off some things, and that worries you, okay? And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is interesting as respect to, like I said, we're talking about the past again, okay? And what I'm getting from this is kind of a strong card. That's really the only way I know how to put it. The Knight of Pentacles, it's a very strong card. And what I'm getting from it kind of is that, you know, it seems to me that you've had a lot of responsibility. That's what I'm getting from this. A lot of responsibility was laid on you, and you were the one that was being the responsible one in your life. And that actually kind of ties back to the page, the person that kind of has to ward off things, possibly carry a burden. But yet, there were times when you're very optimistic about that. Okay? Now, let's bring, we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Hermit in reverse. Now, a little bit about reverse. When there is a card that is in reverse, it gives it a completely different meaning. So if it's turned one way, you will have one meaning, and if it's turned the other way, it's going to give you a different meaning. What I'm getting from this is fear. That there was a time in the past where you were fearful, okay? And that may have been due to all these things that were going on in the past in your life. It made you fearful, okay? And then we have the Page of Cups. And this is an interesting card. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the page is kind of a young, looks like younger person, and they're holding a cup. And what I'm getting from this card in regards to your past is that I think that you were the kind of person that wanted to, please others. That's what I'm getting from this. Kind of like you had to carry the burden, yet you were fearful. And you had to look out for others. And I think what has happened is that has made you a stronger person overall for that. And the page is, kind of, if you look at the young man, he's got an innocent look on his face. And almost as if he wants to please you. So what I'm getting is that you did things for others because you wanted to please them before you did yourself. Okay? All right, and the last one for the past. We have the World. Now, this is an interesting card because the World, everything in the card kind of goes in a circle, and there's 4 corners to the World. And, what I'm kind of getting from the World is giving me an overall picture of the past. And the overall picture of the past looks to me like you were someone that helped others and that others relied on you. I don't see that you had a lot of people to, actually lean on, okay? It looks to me like this has been a voyage that you have been on in your past. And that's what the World is telling. It's a circle. This is something that has happened to you not once, but many times over the years, okay? Now we're going to move to the present. We're going to get through maybe a few of these before I stop this, and we'll go on to part 2. But this will be the present. We have Justice. And we have the Empress in reverse. Now, this is interesting as to the present. I'm going to start with the Empress. And just like everything else, whenever a card is in reverse, it takes on a whole different meaning. And what I'm getting from this is that, right now, in the present, you are searching for the truth. That's what I'm getting, the truth. There's something's happened to you in your life, and you want the truth, okay? And then we have Justice. Now, this is interesting as it pertains to the present, because that's where we're at right now. And this is about equality and rights, and kind of goes hand in hand with this card. So what I'm getting is that there's something has happened, and you want the truth, okay? And whatever that truth is, you are willing to be strong, and you want to see, all of that come to pass and see what really is the truth. And you're willing to face that, okay? Now we're going to move to the next 2. And we have the 3 of Rods. It is in reverse. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to talk actually about the 6 of Pentacles first. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a man. There's some children down here. He's holding up these 2 pentacles. Now, this is an interesting card as it pertains to the present, because what I'm getting from this card is that it looks to me like there's going to be some gifts that you will receive in your life. Now, By gifts, that can mean money, but it can also mean emotional and spiritual gifts. As you can kind of see, the children are down here. He's holding up these pentacles as if he's giving that to them. So it looks like at the present, if you haven't yet, you will soon be receiving some gifts. Okay, I'm going to have to stop the clock for now. We will return with video number 2 to finish out the reading. Thanks.